We are making the stream happen. No, okay, no, we can't be doing this, man. We're 2 seconds into the stream and you're eating all of the wires. How do I deal with this? Do I just I'll just wear my fucking headphone wire around my neck? And that'll prevent her from, I don't know what's going on, man. Okay, let's get the stream working. Oh, stop. Okay. The moment I start streaming, what's happening is I'm speaking, and thus that's riling her up, I guess. I don't know. Here, let's ping everyone. This cat is tweaking out. She just slept the entire day and then just woke up and started tweaking. Okay. What else do I need to do? I pinged everyone. We can open up mini meters down here. Hey, what's up, Nick? Welcome. I'm wearing my headphone cable is wrapped around my entire throat because if it dangles at all, then my cat will attack it. We can't be having that. Okay, I haven't made music in a minute. I recall I made something kind of cool, and it was like it sounds a lot like the music off my recent EP. This was done in the last stream. Kind of forgot what it sounds like, but I remember it being good. So. Oh, I think my cat fucking broke my headphone. Oh, that's not good. Did you really do that? Are you serious? Oh, you fucking piece of shit. Oh my god. Yep, literally in the first 30 seconds of the stream, she bit into my headphone cable, and yep, there you go. Only one ear works. Well, fuck. I mean, I guess I'll just use monitors the entire time, and I'll just mute and unmute, and hopefully I won't forget to mute and unmute too often. I have to buy a new headphone. Okay, hold on. Oh my lord. Sennheiser HD 600 headphone cable. She just bit right through that. No. Bad. Bro, they're all... Wait, what? $40. Okay, no, you're not getting out of here. No, we're not, no. I can't do this. I can't do it. She's attacking me relentlessly. She was sleeping until right when I started streaming, and then now she's all worked up because I'm speaking and decided to eat all my professional audio equipment and scratch the fuck out of me. I don't know. I guess I'll figure this out after the stream. That's a fucking bummer. Hey, you need to get out. Please. Jesus Christ. Okay. Alright, my headphones are broken. Sick. I love that. looks different. The camera's probably just like at a slightly weird angle or something. I mean, I moved. My whole desk got moved around because I had to cat-proof my room, and so I like moved furniture around a little bit. So I suppose where the camera is positioned in space in the room is a little bit different. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This cat, man. Okay. There's so many clicks. I think what I really got to work on is the percussion in this bit over here, because we kind of just have these hats going constantly with like dynamics playing around. That's it. Stab is it's a multi-band transient shaper. It's really good. It's really good. Fuck, dude. My headphones are broken. I'm so upset. For anyone who wasn't here in the first 30 seconds of the stream, which was no one, there was no one here in the first 30 seconds, my cat just bit right through my fucking headphone cable, and now my headphones are broken. Perfect timing. I love that. I love it. Stab is good. Here, like, let's just put it on drums. So I hope that kind of gives you the gist. You get it. Yeah. Future, so I already just bought another one, and it'll arrive in 2 days. 2 more days, and I can use my headphones again. Oh boy. Hold on. it's just a cable for. I have a Sennheiser HD 600. Is my headphones, and they require like a certain type of whatever headphone cable, dual prong something, double balanced diamond plated, nano gold, audio guild certified. Yeah, exactly. That little bit there's stupid. Let's just filter this a bunch, and then I don't know. Heard about the spectacular new CDJs. I don't know what they could add to CDJs to make them like that much better. Like I feel like, I don't know, man. I'm a simple man. I just want things to behave as expected. You know, every Ableton update that comes out, they're like, look at all these new effects. And I'm like, I don't want them. Don't forcibly update my shit so that all my projects break, please. Thank you. I don't care about the auto filter. I don't need it. I don't know. They have a slightly larger screen. Oh, okay. I don't like this section. I'm just in a bad mood now. Now my headphones are broken. I just, music sucks. Nothing sounds good. I'm just upset. Yeah, this section's good. This section's good. I don't know about the rest. I was really fucking with it the last stream, so there's something good there. I'm also just cranky now. Aside from the headphones, how's life? What did I eat today? I just made it was pretty basic. I cooked up tofu and broccoli and Brussels sprouts and rice, and then fucked it up with a bunch of seasoning and like fish and oyster sauce and stuff, and then made it super fucking spicy, and then ate a bunch of that. And I have leftovers that I probably will finish tonight because I am impatient and cannot hold over for another day. But life is good. We released a thing. I have music that's released. You all should listen to the music that I released if you haven't. That would be super cool. And I don't know, I'm in that weird limbo where I like released a thing and now I have to like figure out what to do next. I mean, feasibly, like if I wanted to like start being super productive, right? We should immediately start working on, I don't know, putting together one of these EPs, right? Here, this. Wait, that. Nah, this isn't gonna happen. That's not gonna be done. Yeah, so these are all different like EP or album ideas, and it's kind of fucked. It's kind of fucked. I think feasibly, I do want to release all of these songs, and they would all go really well together on an EP or whatever. But they're all like 3 to 5 years old. I should put them out now. I should put them out. I could possibly feasibly release this by December if I like really fucking push myself. And then if I get that done, then I'll have a lot of shit off my back, and then I can work on the Microtonal album. But there's still all of this, and then there's all of this that I also want to release before the Microtonal shit. It's too much. It's too much. It takes too much fucking effort to release stuff, man. It's awful. Because like, okay, I got super into Microtonal music and all of this stuff, and now like I have this like greater big project idea in mind of me wanting to like really dive into and embracing all the Zen harmonic shit and putting out like, you know, full albums and like kind of pivoting and transforming my sound, or at least just like leaning a lot more towards that. But before I could do that, I have all of this fucking music that needs to be released, because this is all shit I've been building up for the past like 4 or 5 years that I think is all worth releasing. So there's a queue, and it sucks. There being a queue fucking sucks, because it took me like 4 months to put out a 5-track EP that was pretty much done already, and I have like 30 more songs that I want to release before I can get to the fun stuff, which is the Microtonal project. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to cut some of them off or something. I didn't mean to press spacebar twice, but I did. So I don't know. In the meantime, I guess we're just working on this random song from the last stream, and it's sounding cool. Find a way to make it not suck. You usually get burnt out doing things because you quote unquote have to. The way to make it not suck would be to like not do it, or to just put shit out when it's not finished. But of course nothing's ever finished. Basically I have to fight perfectionism. That's really it. I need to get less attached and just start putting shit out more. But I don't know. Perfectionism is also a good thing. I'm scared of fighting against it because I feel like the music I make is good because of the amount of torture I put myself through to make it. So it's like if I don't torture myself, then it is still good. It's probably still good. It's probably still good. This is just some weird masochistic fucking, I don't know. To save some of the material for an unreleased track album so you can get to your new stuff. It's a lot of material, and it's just I have concepts that I've been wanting. I just like a lot of these songs work well together with these other songs and work in the greater scheme of like a larger album, and I've been thinking about and putting this shit together for like 6 years. So it's like, I don't know, I don't want to just like throw it to the side, but it's just there's so much other shit that I want to just like really focus on. I don't know. I just gotta accept it or something. Yeah, no, there's something cool here. There's so many clicks, and I'm scared. I've just been ignoring them, frankly. But there's so many clicks in like every one of these layers. Like, I mean, it could just be a clicky song, I suppose. I hear other people doing it, but it's too much, man. I mean, they work as like they're like the transient of all the sounds, so it's not the worst. It's not like a click happening out of nowhere, you know, they're predictable or whatever. Yeah, Fortune from Within, also the picture is cool, so I can't really blow it up much, but it's good. It's got the 2 F's, Fortune from, you know, it's pretty cool. Okay, we did that. I guess if we're gonna figure out what I'm gonna do now. So I have this EP's like, or whatever, this collection of songs that could very well go into an EP is actually pretty close to done. I'd say very close to done. But they could also go in this album project that I'm thinking of. But it would probably take me a year to finish the album versus if I just like finish this and I could just release this relatively quickly. So I probably should just work on that. I want to have an album to my name, you know? But also, no one listens to albums. People don't even listen to EPs. People just listen to singles. So, like, realistically, I'd just be torturing myself for no reason, and I should just stick to singles and EPs at most. But, I don't know. Where is this song I'm looking for? This guy. All right, we're switching up. We're switching up the thing. New thing. Let's turn on the synthesizer. Man, my poor headphones got fucking axed out of nowhere. Can't trust a kitten, man. They're crazy. They're crazy with it. It's too much. Okay, we got 6 votes on the poll. All you didn't know, I posted a poll. I'm gonna do a track breakdown on one of the songs on the EP. And I can only put 4 options up here, so floppy ears can get fucked. But yeah, if any of you are interested in a track breakdown for a particular song, you should vote in the poll. Do it. All right. The long mixes I feel like are good. Mixes are fun. Mixes are cool because like you can get like a cohesive, like longer time scale, whatever idea, and like package all of your songs together in a nice way, but it doesn't have the pressure of an album, right? Because it's just like a mix. It's like a mix of like work in progresses and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And I definitely put a lot of effort into the mixes in terms of like storytelling and whatnot. So I can just focus on that. I mean, I'm probably gonna do like a mix every year. Probably gonna do like a 2026 mix or something. Probably like January, February if I like keep up that trend. So that's something to look forward to. And then just like keep chipping away at EP releases and stuff. I don't know. Yeah, I'm from California. I'm in the Bay Area. You don't get the last 4 seconds. Sorry. Yeah, I think the pulsing, just like 3-note descending, you know, like minor, third, second, tonic, this little bass line just repeating, it's very basic. It feels good, but nothing, it doesn't really evolve. I don't know if it's too boring. It's like, I feel like it starts to get a little bit boring towards the end, but it's also like drony. I don't know. I did add a bunch of extra layers. Are you, where are you? Well, you can hardly hear it. I mean, it's there. I can hear it, but like you can't really make out what's even going on. It's just like added harmonic texture and stuff like that. It makes it a little bit more interesting, I suppose, because you hear like what feels like pulsing, like high-end harmonics from this melody kind of bleeding through the noise. So that's cool. But I'm still not 100%. Like, maybe the melody could do something else. I don't know. Talking about daylight savings or something. Never really paid attention to how quickly the days get shorter here until this year, and to be honest, I'm wishing I was down with y'all. Wait, where are you at, normal font? You're down with y'all. Are you in like the North Pole or some shit? It's beautiful and perfect to be upon elevated latitudes. Daylight can go straight to hell. True. I had a brief fixation with moving to Antarctica. You can apply and work on Antarctic like science bases, because like it's effectively like a small village. Like they need someone to cook, they need people who can do maintenance, they need like fucking people to like, basically there's scientists doing shit, but also you need like a functioning civilization there, you know? So you can go and fucking live in Antarctica, and it takes like well over a day to get there. You have to like go to New Zealand or something, which takes forever, and then you have to like take a boat or something. I don't know. It gets crazy. But you don't pay rent. So you work like 50-hour weeks or something, and you don't get paid much, but you don't pay any rent whatsoever. And so you just like go there and just like work for like 6 months or whatever for like the entirety of the summer. And then you're in Antarctica. You got the coolest stories you can tell people. I mean, maybe not the coolest stories, but you can say, I was in fucking Antarctica. That's cool. And then if you're super crazy, you can stay over the winter. And then you never see daylight whatsoever. And it gets so fucking cold. So normally, like, the largest base has, like, I'm trying to remember, like, somewhere between, like, 300 and 700 people or something like that on it, right? It's like it's a pretty big, like, village. And then over the winter, almost everyone leaves and there's like 50 people, and it's like straight up the thing, like you're just stranded out there in the dark. It's so cold you can't go anywhere. I don't know, for some reason that sounds awesome. That sounds so fun. Like, I don't know, just that would be a fucking experience. Would be cool. So, you know, there's an idea for y'all. You can go out there, save up some money, right? He said, digging this one, felt like descending base stuck out when it came in. Yeah, descending base is good. It is good. You're staring at the sky out there so much. Oh, true. We got light pollution out the wazoo, up and everywhere pretty much. So, hello, Britton Kemp. Everyone in chat, let's sign up. Ooh, like a field trip. We can have a I'm trying to conceptualize the bit in my head. Just the premise of like on the Antarctic base, just a whole bunch of people, like the entire group of people that show up are all like nerdy hippie musicians or whatever the fuck, and they're just like, wait, what's going on? I don't know. There's something there. Meet the Thing. Also, The Thing is like the coolest movie, and you get internet now. I think they have internet now, but it used to be there was like no internet whatsoever. So you're straight up locked up in like a cabin with like 40 people. Not a cabin, but whatever, on a base with 40 people. You can't go outside because it's so cold. no internet, nothing. Just you gotta basically everyone just gets like hammered drunk the entire time, which makes sense. So I don't know. There's something romantic and cool about that. This is something I need to kind of test this out on different sound systems in my car, and I don't know, next time I play live somewhere. But the keys in D, I think D sharp, and we're just pulsing the tonic over and over and over again, and it really does not sound great on most systems. It's too low. Usually I don't have that much of an issue with this because I guess I do like a lot of pitch bendy stuff, but with this like dubs thing where like you really want to like feel the sub, it was like super lackluster. So I don't know, I added a little bit of Seinfeld distortion, and then I also added a 1 second harmonic to it. So, you know, we got like this like kind of, you know, this is obviously all like odd harmonics, right? Because we got a symmetric waveform, and then adding an even harmonic. I think that'll help out because then we get something at like 80 hertz, because, you know, D sharp's probably at like, it's like at like 40 or 38 hertz or something like that. So did you synthesize the reggae guy saying, hey, it's a whale, actually? And I did synthesize it. It's in the Whales and Dolphins group. Yeah. Yes, they're all whales and dolphins, but there's also a reggae guy. I like that premise. Like they're swimming in a school in a giant pod, whales, dolphins, and then just like one dude with dreads and a blunt. That's the album cover. Well, they're reggae now. They're reggae now. They've been shown the ways. But it's for sure. No, I don't know, I would get canceled or something. There's something wrong about that. But album cover art just being Reggae Man like riding on whales and dolphins. That'd be good. Or just in like a blunt rotation with whales and dolphins. Ooh, that's an idea. Like whales and dolphins and Reggae Man just sitting in a circle doing a roto. That'd be good. Yeah, no, there's no shot I could actually do that. Yeah, exactly. It feels too racist. It can't be done. But, you know, we can all project it in our minds and imagine it and enjoy that. I haven't even, I can't even parse it. Just like the worst creepypasta ever written. Is this unironic? Oh, oh man, oh man. This feels like when you find you ever type in your name plus the hedgehog on Google, and then you basically just find like fan characters made by people in the Sonic fandom. That's what this kind of feels like. Anyways, I don't it's like the I don't know, there's so many people have made creepypasta variations of like every fucking franchise imaginable, but that, I don't know, that just sent me so hard. I can't. Oh fuck. Oh god, I stopped listening. What am I listening for? Oh, this. Okay. I feel like, and this is correct, the erosion base is kind of boring. It's doing a cool thing, but just erosion, just fuzzy sub erosion base. Like, are you kidding? You do something better, right? What can I do? Dispersion? We can disperse it. I need to just make a like most basic rack. How do I do this? You disperser, and then I think I'm just gonna do that and that. PQ roar disperser. No, I already have that. I don't know, I'll just PQ disperser. Okay. Except I can't see the name of it. That's annoying. We'll just put that in user library. Cool. Okay. Hear me out. Dispersion. We're changing the phase of a bunch of frequencies. Is the feedbacks on roar the same as pinch upon disperser name brand? Probably. Probably. I don't know. I'm guessing. It kind of sounds like it. What's up, Jade? Good day. So disperser. Changing the phase of a thing, and then we do that like a bunch of times, so it changes the phase. It offsets the phase like a bunch at a frequency cutoff, right? Which means if we move that frequency cutoff real fast, that means we're changing the phase of the thing, but that phase that is offset is changing over time. Therefore, we're changing frequency, because frequency is how many times per second the phase is cycling. So if you're offsetting the phase at a particular point, then you're frequency modulating those frequencies at that part of the spectrum, right? So what happens if we frequency modulate it? Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Wait, how does modulation work? How fast do you go? Synced, free, 10 hertz. Fuck off. Fuck off. Okay, wait. We're playing D the whole time. D sharp. That means, what is D sharp frequency wise? D sharp is like, yeah, it's like 39 hertz. It's good enough. Good enough. So let's do 39, right? Let's do half of that, 18.5. 19.5. Okay, sounds like ass. Let's do half of that, 9.75. So like if we want, we can just give this a little bit, just a little bit of juice, and then the bass effectively drops 2 octaves. Do I only use Ableton or other stuff too? Just Ableton, yeah. Yeah, just Ableton. I feel like you just got to do everything in the box. You can do whatever you want in the box, and if you get really good at that box, then like that's the best thing you can do, right? So I don't know. Like, you know, some people use like multiple DAWs and shit and track stuff and use a bunch of synthesizers, and they're just routing stuff and setting up pedals, and they're doing X and Y and Z, and it's just like, what if you just did all of it in like Ableton or Fruity Loops? Then like you have way more control and it's just like easier, you know? I don't know. I'm a big in the box guy. You don't really need shit. I have keyboards and stuff now, and I do have a synthesizer, right? But I didn't have any of that until like a year and a half ago. I didn't start learning piano or anything till a year ago, and I was 100% in the box on literally everything for the first like 7 years of me producing music. It is, yeah. We can also change, where the frequency is. Okay. So we can, you can change the depth, right, of the FM disperser phase, whatever, but you can also offset it so that it's dispersing over different frequencies. Right? Obviously that much is stupid, but Super Collider, that's like Max MSP and Pure Data, right? Super Collider music. In which case, if it is like that, I do think that is a good idea. Now, like, is that necessarily like the fastest way to make music or like the smartest way? I don't know. It like DAWs are abstracted higher, so it's easier to do stuff in them. But you're gonna learn so much more about fundamentals, and you're gonna have so much more power, and like you're gonna be, I don't know, you're a smart cookie if you get good at like Pure Data, Super Collider. I'm assuming. I don't know. I looked up Super Collider and said it's a fucking audio programming language. So I'm sure you can do way more than you can with Ableton. Now, is it necessary? No, but learning that at least even just for a bit, and then going back to like something like Ableton or whatever. It's just written pure data. Okay. Is, I don't know, it's just massive for understanding signal flow and understanding basic DSP and fundamentals and stuff like that. So I do think everyone should at least at some point dip their toes into like Max or whatever. I've done a bit of Max. I don't like it that much. I'm not good at it, so that's also why. But it was all it was definitely like super important. Also, it gave me the ability to like, I can easily just fuck with and open up Max patches now, which is like a really important ability. Like for instance, this LFO only goes up to 40 hertz. Well, you can just open up the Max patch and you can modify that and change it to whatever you want. And just like that, just like opens up stuff. I would recommend that everyone learns audio programming, at least dips their toes into it to understand, like, I don't know, yeah, the architecture behind everything. But again, it's totally unnecessary if you just want to make, like, if you just want to make tippery, if you want to make any genre of music that you want or whatever, it's really not necessary unless you want to make like Autechre type shit. In which case it's literally like only made in Max MSP. So even then, you can still kind of just get away with abstracting everything in Ableton. So I don't know, man. Working more outside, probably. I'm gonna be making music until I fucking die. So hopefully I don't die anytime soon. And I'm sure at some point I'll want to do that. I mean, I'm learning a lot of physical instruments. I play tabla, I play piano. I'm not really good at either, but I'm gonna be good at some point. I'm probably at some point gonna want to fuck around with that more. I'm always gonna do some stuff inside the box, I'm sure, just because I'm really good at it. So like, why throw that all away? But like, I definitely at some point want to that is true, Mr. Leaky. That is true. Different workflows lead to different ideas. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I was saying, like, it's still like useful and helpful, but like if you just like explicitly want to be able to make X genre of music like as efficiently or as quickly as possible or whatever, you could just do it all in the box and a thing. Like the other stuff is not necessary. And I think some people sometimes think that it's necessary, which is wrong. You should just do it if you like it. They're toys, you know? Like synthesizers is what I mean, really. I mean, all of this is like a toy, you know? Right? Like you make music to have fun, and it just happens to be that if you're like, do it a lot and a lot and a lot, then maybe you can make a career out of it at some point. But at the end of the day, these are all just like different toys and different ways of just, you know, getting to the same place, just trying to have fun doing it. Jack of all is better than master of one? No. I don't know. I guess I need an example, but like, no? Master of one, but dabbles? See, the goal is, I think the goal is like jack of all trades, but also a master of one at the same time, because then you can incorporate other elements and stuff. So like, I'm not calling myself a master by any means, but I'm really good at sound design, right? Now, I didn't know any music theory up until like almost a year and a half ago now. I didn't know how to play piano or any of that. And then once I started studying and learning music theory, and I started studying like ethnomusicology and started learning about orchestration and composition, and just at least just expanding like my palette of the things that I'm good at or whatever, I was able to use my sound design skills to like really embellish the other shit, you know? So like even though I'm like compositionally or like harmonically, I'm not doing crazy jazz chord extensions and all of the shit that like a master of jazz would be doing. Me being able to just expand my palette just a little bit more gives me so much more power, considering I'm already really good at sound design and what I could do with that. That's kind of been like a thought that I've been having a lot recently, is that the best way to improve, I think, once you're like at a certain level, I suppose, is to think about what you are lacking. And you need to like shed your ego for a bit. There's a lot of people, I think, who are like, yeah, I don't know music theory and I don't know piano, but that's too much effort. I'm not going to learn it. It's going to take me like a year to get good at piano, and I don't want to deal with that. Well, you're going to be an artist for the rest of your fucking life. In a year is a really small time in the grand scheme of things, so you should just do it, because what that then gives you is massive. Basic, like you're as strong as the weakest link. So if your compositions are like melodically boring as shit, then it doesn't matter if you can make the best fart sounds or whatever with your synthesizer. The composition is still going to be fucking boring. But if you can make, you know, a compelling song that like speaks to you emotionally, not just with like, you know, crazy sound design, but also chords and, I don't know, composition and rhythm and all of that, and you just build familiarity and increase everything else, you know? So that, yeah. Fancy music theory is useless if the music is mid. That is also true. That's why I'm speaking to people whose music is kind of good already, but don't know music theory. Then you absolutely should study the fancy music theory. I'm in the Microtonal Zen Harmonic Alliance Discord, which is it's a fun place. Most people there like don't really make music or kind of suck at it. Like they're huge theory nerds. I'm sorry, at music production in particular. They're huge music theory nerds, but they can't produce to save their life. They don't really understand like song structure necessarily. They don't understand mixing or sound design at all, and all of their ideas kind of suck. Like not even from a, oh, it doesn't sound polished perspective, but like the idea that they're trying to convey just isn't good because they haven't spent time making songs, you know. And so that's like a classic case, I think, of being too academic about something, and like, you know, just, you know, street smarts versus book smarts or whatever the fucking being put in all that effort in that. So yeah, like music theory is not by any means going to guarantee that you improve your music. It just gives you more tools. And I think a lot of people end up being constrained within certain genres or certain sounds because they've just been relying on the exact same tools, and they aren't trying to seek out and widen like the amount of tools that they got, because you want to widen the amount of music that you make. Do you want to just keep making the same song forever? I hope not. I don't know, like one disappointing thing about seeing an artist over the years is sometimes they just like never really change, you know? Like it sucks when an artist changes too much and then now they're like a different thing and you're like, damn, I miss what they used to be. But also if they just don't do anything new ever and it's just been the same sound over and over again for years and years and years, then that's disappointing too. And I don't know, you just have to seek to like always grow. That's just the point. That's the point of the whole entire thing. So when you have the opportunity to like sit down and learn piano or something, or learn an instrument or whatever, you need to take it and like plant the seeds now and put the practice in, because you're going to be a musician for the rest of your fucking life, and you're going to be so grateful when you can sit down at a piano and then just start playing good music just right off the bat because you put all the work in before. And the amount of time that you think it takes to get to the point where you feel satisfied and that you start getting positive returns is much less than people tend to think. Who are some of my favorite artists? I'm always, whenever anyone asks me this, I blank so hard, but Tipper for sure. He's definitely like my largest inspiration, at least in regards of like sound design and stuff, all the bubbly, squelchy, vocally formanty stuff. Huge inspiration. I've been following him around the country, performing a lot of other artists in that genre for sure. Rhizomorphic, Somatose, Detox Unit, McMahon, all of them, they're all fucking insane. but that's mostly in like the sound design field. I've been getting a lot more into like Indian classical music and stuff lately, which is like a whole different fucking world, and isn't really related to what I make at all. Though I hope to at someday when I'm good enough at tabla to like perform or record myself playing like kaitas and stuff like that. And that's going to take me like another like 8 years at least of practicing tabla. It would be cool to synthesize and create soundscapes and synthesize other instruments. So normally in classical Indian music, for tabla solos, there's like a backing track called a lera, and it's just like someone on like a sarangi or a sitar or a harmonium or whatever. They're just playing like a looping melody over and over again. It would be really cool to like synthesize weird ass alien looping melodies and then play tabla over that and then record out, I don't know, some sort of meshing of those worlds. I think would be really cool. I'm into IDM a lot. I like Autechre a bunch. They're like once or twice a year I get obsessed with them and listen to nothing else but them for like a month. I'm blanking. Yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of inspirations for sure. It always pertains to some sort of understood system that maybe that individual just hasn't touched upon yet. Yeah, I mean, there's always more to learn. You don't use theory to write, you theorize about successful compositions after they're proven to resonate. You ask, why did that work? Yeah, but also it gives me names, it gives me words to describe ideas that I didn't have the words for before, and language is like the most powerful tool that humans have. Language is basically what caused us to evolve technologically and work socially, and we use language, and you can use language to understand concepts that aren't even like really akin to what we would normally call language, you know? So like learning tabla, you end up speaking, there's like a language, so to speak, of all the different percussive like strikes that you can make. So you say dati daga dina gena, there's like every single syllable da is like a certain way you hit it with your hands, and T and whatever, all of that. And the fact that our brains are so hardwired for language is that when you create the connection between your fingers doing a thing and the words coming out, then they become synonymous with each other, become one and the same. I could drive in my car and just recite Dati Daga Dinagena over and over and over again to myself, and I could go sit down at my drum, at my tabla, and I could just play it immediately because I practiced it already, but just with my words, with my language. Music theory is kind of similar. If I say, oh, that chord, that sound that I like to make a lot is called this thing, then when I want to summon that into existence, I need a word for it. And so words are big. Same thing with like even sound design, starting to understand like more technical stuff. Like sometimes I'm just like, damn, I want to have this I want this bass to transform in this particular way. I now know, oh, I want to like add bias to like the wavefold distortion such that I get even harmonics. And me having the technical understanding of what the thing is going on and having words to describe what that thing is and how that translates to the sound itself is massive for me when I'm writing, because I'm just more quickly able to like create the things, you know? Yeah, Schwamp album you sent, yeah, Schwamp is fucking awesome. Schwamp is one of my favorite like tipper sphere finds of like the past like year or two. Give it to Brain GPT because we're proud. Oh yeah, true. I feel when finally understanding why your old music is ass. Yeah, I remember I was once at a show, and me and this guy were like, yeah, I don't like this song. I don't like how it does this and it does that. We were just like kind of shitting on it in the back and just like stroking our chins or whatever. And then my other friend was like, you know, why are you being so negative about the music? You by speaking down on it, you're gonna end up making it worse, right? You're feeding into like a negative feedback loop. And I mean, my response to that was like, we're studying it and we're analyzing it, right? We're trying to put into words, we're trying to put into language the things that we don't like, about it, because disliking and liking a sound or the way that a couple of sounds are like arranged in an order is like a really complex process, and trying to figure out and put into words exactly what's going on, I think, is important. You know, if you could properly articulate exactly what it is and what you don't like about a song, then you are better and more prepared to articulate what it is that you want to accomplish with the song that you're making, right? Like, kind of forgot what I was going to say after that. It's gone. It's gone. But the point, that's the point. I don't know. Oh, I remember. Live streaming has, I think, improved my ability not just to like speak like publicly, you know, and just being a little bit more confident with, I don't know, carrying myself, just feeling like I have some form of authority or whatever. It's good. It's been really good for like my mental health and like public speaking and all of that shit. But also, I'm constantly describing what I want to do in the song and what I dislike about the song and what I want to accomplish. And I think that's been also massive for me improving as a musician in of itself, because I'm constantly speaking to the chat, right? I'm constantly just like speaking and trying to understand and put into language, break down the fundamental concepts of, ooh, I like that, or ooh, I don't like that, and saying why. And I think that question of why is very important, and sometimes people don't ask that enough. So like when you like a song, you should be able to say, what is it about that song that you like? There's that particular moment that gives you chills because it subverts expectation in some sort of way. And you thought this thing was going to happen, and then it did this other thing, and the way that the other thing relates to the whatever, you know, being able to articulate that, I think, is just very, very important. And it widens your understanding of music for when something like that ends up happening again. Having explained it, you end up deepening and ingraining the little neural net pathways of like how you understand and conceptualize the music, such that you can start going deeper in understanding like more complex stuff, right? I mean, obviously that just like comes naturally with listening to the stuff, but I do think language and speaking about it strengthens all of that massively. Like learning, I don't know, listening to IDM and stuff. Like when I first listened to electronic music, you know, I was I've been surprised by the fact of setting a broad intention for doing something, even if I don't think about it the whole time. Somehow the goals typically get achieved subconsciously. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. You know, having like a positive outlook and just like understanding what you want to do. On that note, I remember like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago or whatever, I had the realization that I truly wanted to commit my life to sound. And I truly wanted to work on music and work on art and work on my project until I die. And when I had that realization, that's when it became so easy for me to sit and practice and swear and try to learn how to play the piano for hours and hours and hours a day. I am the pan sounds above your head guy. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was what got me the most amount of subscribers. But the live streams, they'll just like, people will trickle in. It's like a very, very slowly gain fans and stuff like that. And then I don't know. I have some like tutorial videos that like went like mini pseudo viral in like these like niche producer scenes, and so that got me some fans or whatever. But the live streams have just been cool because like I work on music, and I'll occasionally like gain a fan or a follower or whatever. People also like comment their opinions on like songs and like whether, or like give advice on where I should take them, or just like simply being in the chat and offering ideas or whatever will steer my music in positive ways into directions I normally would have not gone. So it's all been good. I recommend it for sure. You know, it's like if you're gonna, you know, make music, why not live stream it anyways? I understand that it's scary. It is definitely scary at first. The first like 3, 4, 5 live streams, the first like 3 or 4 I did, I was like super nervous, but eventually I just got used to it. And I think a lot of people, I've seen a couple other producer friends of mine like try live streaming out, and they're just like, oh, this shit is terrifying. I'm just making terrible music the entire time because I'm like self-conscious. And I think you can work past that. Synchronistic words I might be needing to hear. Seems like a drop in the right moment to a new channel. Occult Aesthetica. Finding the synchronisms. It all makes sense, yeah. I always wanted to figure out how to make sound above or behind your head and everything. That video popped up. I was like, oh shit, they already figured this out. Yeah, it's complicated. But it's funny. I spent a bunch of time studying and trying to figure out sound localization because I was just like, how the fuck can you do it? You know, I'm sure it's possible. And I kind of figured out how to do it and made a couple YouTube videos on like sound localization. And then by doing that, I gained like 1 month after I made like a YouTube video detailing exactly how like the pinna works and how you know, comb filters and like you can find the angle of sounds coming from different azimuths based on both spectral and interoral, whatever, all the different cues. At an interview with Dolby regarding psychoacoustics and like the exact phenomenon I was talking about with my YouTube channel. So not only does my YouTube channel give me dopamine because I get big subscriber number and whatnot, and I have like a couple fans, but also the effort that I put into making YouTube videos has ingrained knowledge in me that led me to working at fucking Dolby and having like job opportunities. I also find making YouTube videos, I have to like really understand the topic I'm talking about, and then the process of me speaking about a thing and then editing it down and all of that ingrains that shit in your brain way harder than just like reading about it, right? You have to do the thing. That's why in all my tutorials I always like encourage people, you should build this rack yourself. Like, yes, you could purchase it by going on my Patreon, and you know, all my downloads are there, which you should all subscribe to my Patreon. But you're not going to learn shit unless you build it yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to know what the knobs do, and you're not going to build like the muscle memory and the intuition for how racks and stuff like that in Ableton work. But I just stream generative music. Okay, cool. Person, my channel grew mostly because of live streaming. Okay, and this is all done in Super Collider, I imagine. Random question: what key is Stasis Dub in? I don't know. I mean, we can find out. Speaking of, you should ear train, because ear training is very fun. I would recommend the YouTube channel Max Coney. Is that spelled like that? And he has a lot of videos on ear training, and it's deeply rewarding. So not only was I getting into like music theory and all that shit like a year and a half ago, I also got super into ear training. And now I'm at the point where I can hear melodies and I can understand exactly what's going on. I could be like, oh, that was a second followed by like a seventh and then a minor third or whatever. And then I can like, oh, okay, we're in that key. This is how I could basically see the piano roll in my mind's eye when I'm listening to music. Not all the time, only for simple stuff. I'm still very new to it, but I'm getting to the point where like I know sound design wise how pretty much every sound I ever hear is made, or at least I know how I could make it. Like pretty much every sound now. Like eventually you do this for long enough, you just kind of get to that point. You just understand like how sound works. It's very rare where I'm like, I have no fucking clue how that was made. But harmonically, melodically, that's always just been like a mystery to me, and now I'm starting to finally get it. And it was through the Max Coney, his YouTube channel. Very good. Anyways, the Stasis Dub. Let's find it. It's an E, I think. Yeah, it's an E. Yes, and even if you are someone who sponges wisdom, learns deeply, and absorbs in weird ways, if you don't commit to real world objects, artifacts, end up with time passing. Yeah, exactly. Don't spend. It's like the not exactly, but it's like, you ever have like this grand idea for doing a thing, and then you tell a bunch of people your idea, and they're like, that's a great idea, you should do it. And then you get a bunch of dopamine from the fact that you told people about the idea, and thus you're satisfied and then never do the thing. And it reminds me of that. Wisdom now gone, no more dopaminogenic juice to dive as hard as you did the first time around, do things the slow, true way with all things the first time. Yeah, and also just discipline works over motivation every single time, and you build discipline such that you can practice an instrument every single day, right? So again, like on the subject of building intentions, the only way I was able to build the discipline such that I can sit down and play tabla every day, or sit down and play the piano every day, or live stream, you know, like 5 times a week or whatever, is because I set the intention and the realization that I wanted to commit my life to sound, and this is what makes life worth living. So the reason why I try not to play video games or whatever is because I have that like greater intention, that greater purpose that I want to achieve. And you know, the discipline, like, you know, sometimes I don't feel like doing the thing, but you still do the thing, and then it ends up paying off most every single time. So yeah, no, I'm also just stoked to have viewers who chat and bring up cool points, and I feel very blessed to have a community at all. It's very, very cool. It's kind of surreal. Do you find you could do it sometimes better with certain instruments? I find with vocals and guitar easiest. That's how I sort of learn. Are you talking about ear training? In which case, like, yeah, my voice is the easiest, but that's because like my voice is like a part of me. You know, like it's very difficult to decouple the idea of your voice being who you are. So like that's why learning singing, at least learning like intervals with your voice, is like super important for music, because it's like the most direct connection from your brain to production of sound. Though I imagine, yeah, if you play guitar like your whole fucking life, you can like accomplish something similarly. Yes, discipline. Can you email me some of that? I seem to have lost quite a bit over time. You just got to set the right intentions. You got to know, what do I want to accomplish with my life? What are my goals? Also, it's just little things. Oh my god, the occult spellbook thing, of course. It's a 2-dimensional Max for Live. It's a 2-dimensional LFO. So this, you can pick a random shape, right? And the dot will trace around the shape, and the shape can also spin at the same time, and then you can map the x-axis and the y-axis of it to different parameters. I use it all the time for sound design. I have like 5 YouTube videos just describing cool shit you can do with it. I think paying attention to life, etc., outside of music helps music also. It varies. Yes and no. Sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you get too stuck into it and then you stagnate and you get depressed and you need to escape. And then sometimes you're outside of it for too long and then you kind of lose track of like what you want to accomplish. There's a balance in all things. Yeah. All right. What song even is this? Is this the whale one? Yeah, this is the whale one, I think. I think this one sounds fine. Let's move on to a different thing. Let's go. Here, if we're gonna look at, let's see if we can get Crabs in the Sand working, maybe? That one always crashes, though. I don't want to deal with that. Let's do... Yeah, let's do Scorpion Bite. Valve and shit. They're like, this cube is too complicated. We need it to be one line. Oh, the shapes. There's a spellbook type thing for FL Studio. I mean, the main reason why I use the spellbook is because it's like pseudo random automation that is synced to the grid. So if you can get some sort of chaotic modulation device that's synced to the grid, then you can basically accomplish all the things that I'm using the spellbook for. Because the main point is I want like a random LFO, but it's pseudo random. It's got a seed. It plays the same thing every single time. Like, I feel like that's got to be pretty easy, right? Like you could just make a max for live device that is just like is an LFO that you load a sample into and then it slows it down. So you just like load in like a couple seconds of white noise and then slow it down like fucking times 20,000 or whatever. And then like that probably would accomplish the same thing. You can just adjust the phase or wherever the starting point is, which would correspond to the phase, because you're just going to be playing through a white noise sample or a pseudo random sample or whatever. Let me get water. Why something's not playing? Huh? You? Yeah, song is good. Snares suck in the first half for sure. Thank you, Occult. Yeah, I got a Discord. It's in the description. And I just released an EP 3 days ago. How exciting! How cool! Super neat! Awesome. You should go listen to it. Yeah. So, the snare just kind of sucks in the first half of the song. There's a this song's like 5 years old, so I'm using like a lot of techniques, and a lot of the sound design comes from shit that's like 5 years old to me. So like to me it feels like kind of unpolished in this like kind of hard to describe ineffable way, but I don't think there's anything I could do about that because that's what the song is now, you know. Like that's how I made the sounds. That's just the way it is, and I just have to accept it for what it is. And I think they're fine for the most part. But the snare really suck. What's up with snares always sucking, man? It's so fucking annoying. You guys come back new streams. What's up? Interesting discussion or two. I recently decided to adopt an artist name for myself and begin Signal Priest. You do. I like that. I feel like no one uses Signal in their name, you know? Like people always talk about audio. Or it's like audio goblin, something sound, you know, but signals are like mathematically like way more fundamental, right? Because a signal, this is what a signal is, and this doesn't have to be sound. This could be anything. You can run this through any sort of transducer and it'll just output that kind of thing. So that's a pretty good. I like it. Used to be a hardcore screamo singer in a band years ago. These days, trying to meld that with my love for weird ambient industrial stuff. Resonant. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Signal did before they split up and come in mono. I don't know these words. You know, through a weird universe, downloads, Planet Electronics, since you're in it. Yeah. You're one with the music, one with the signals and whatnot. But yeah, Signal Priest is good. Do I still use binaural panning in your music? Not that often. Sometimes I do. I have sound design. So this is something that's especially useful for like, you know, the like height panning rack, or like the sound or whatever, the binaural panning stuff with like Doppler shift, would be to make mud pies of binaural sounds such that you could just chuck the binaural sound in your shit and it'll sound awesome. So like I use these guys all the time. This thing here, it's kind of quiet. And like just using this, you can make like billions and billions of different sounds. Because you could just like warp it, repitch it, do whatever the fuck you want, right? Right, so that's fun. So I have like a few things, and I like use these in songs often. That was fucking loud. And so like just random shit, and just like warp it and do whatever, and then it's already got the like binaural delays and stuff like that already applied, and so don't have to put too much effort into it. The yeah, the height panning thing I really don't use all that often, honestly. I use it a bit when I first like made it, but I use that principle sometimes, but it's a lot of effort. DMT mice. Yeah, exactly. True. Oh, did my internet bloop? I hope not. I hope not. What's my internet status? No, it looks good because my cat keeps fucking with all the internet stuff as well. For anyone who wasn't here in the beginning of the stream, my cat fucking chewed right through my my headphone cable in the very first minute. So no headphones for me. Yes, I have leaky 66. I love the Gilp X leaky dynamic. It's a new cat. She's probably waiting to enter my room. Hey cat. What? Well, here, I've opened my door so she can come in and then start fucking with all my wires. And you can see her if she does come in. Oh, there she is. Hey. Hey, come here. Hello. There we go. This is the culprit. She ate right through the wires. I fucking love that outro where you know when you like randomly get tinnitus in one of your ears and you just go completely deaf for like 20 seconds or something, you know? It like completely emulates that. We basically just have like the rising sine wave turns into the like tinnitus whine, and then I hard pan on the master, I think. Everything to go to the left, with the exception of the tinnitus whine. It sounds fucking crazy. Like it trips me the fuck out every single time. Like it feels like I'm going down. And yeah, Guilt, I spent a good deal of time cat proofing my studio, with the exception apparently of my headphone cables. Well, no, I put on the headphones and then she saw the cables moving because I was putting them on. She's like, "Oh, I gotta bite that," and so she bit it. But the other day, I found just one tiny little poop smeared behind my desk, and so I had to move all my monitors, move my desk, fucking climb back there, clean cat poop off the wall, and then hide all the cables, and then reorganize everything such that she can't eat all the cables. So it's been fun. But I found like 3 tiny kitten poops throughout the house, and they've always been in spots where she squared off with my other much larger cat. So they're all like, clearly she just gets like frightened or like is ready to fight, and then just like a little poop just falls out every time, which is kind of adorable. But then I have to clean it up, so it's less fun. How do I get the tinnitus sign so clean? I mean, it's just a sine wave. I mean, to do the illusion, at the moment, what I'm doing is I'm technically cheating because it isn't going out the master normally. How am I doing this? How am I doing this? I'm doing some fucky-wucky thing. Here, this is what I'm doing. This sound is the tinnitus whine. It goes all the way up in pitch, and then it goes out to here, and then you can see that it's doing that. However, this, like, I hard pan it and everything, but then the group itself is muted, right? This is weird. So we have the tinnitus whine here, inside a group, and that group is muted. But then this audio here is taking in the input from that, and then that is being sent directly to exit out. So this is just going directly out of the speakers, whereas everything else is going into main. So then, on the master, never mind, I guess not. Where the fuck am I panning everything? Where am I panning everything? What's happening? I thought I was panning everything on the master. I don't know. Somehow, somewhere, I'm panning everything to go hard left, but then the tinnitus whine is going directly out, and then that's going right. So everything but the tinnitus thing is going out. Now, when I want to export this and render this, I think I have to change up the settings. How am I panning everything? I'm so... I don't know. I have no idea. No clue. Oh well. But yeah, the song is good. It's got an underwater vibe. It's spooky. It's fun. Definitely would work with underwater EP. It's also too easy to scare cats. You just place a carrot behind it. When it turns around, it'll jump. I always saw videos with cucumber, but carrot is new to me. Yeah. Also starts feeling like a combat scene. Something bad is going down and it ain't great. Yeah, I remember when I made this, is when I was first started playing around with the Doppler shift. So a lot of the, I wonder if I can find, it's been I made the song like 4 years ago. Yeah, almost 4 years ago to this day. So I don't really remember too much about the organization. I think is it this? No, that's the kick. Where the fuck? I don't know. I have no idea where. Huh. Well, I took the melody and then I like Doppler shifted it, so I made it sound like there's like a big chord, and then it's like moves past you like it's like a car, you know. But I don't know. Oh God. There, right there, and it pans to the left. Where the fuck is that? Where are you? You're not in drums. Are you here? No. Thanks. Oh. There it is. Okay. Okay. Found it. Anyways, all right. I am getting sleepy, and I have to give my cat medicine because she has a cold or something. Something's going on. I just took her to the vet this morning. And they gave her antibiotics, and on the drive back, she took a giant shit in the cat carrier, and it smelled so bad. I needed to tell you all that because I suffered it. But she's a chill cat. She was freaking out the entire time. The second I take her home, it was like she forgot anything happened. She forgot I put her there. So, the hand drum. So this is a concern of mine. This is just the hand drum sound is just ripped from another song by a handpan artist I like a lot. It's sampled from. I mean, it's called that. Score. So like I should probably reach out to him and be like, can I please sample this legally? Thank you. I should probably do that. I think it's just that. It's like this little section here. It's for like 20 seconds. Anyways, it's awesome. So yeah, that's what's going on. Okay, something's totally fucked up. I fucked up something big. I don't know. Anyways, as I was saying, I'm done streaming. I broke something in Project File. Did I save recently? Oh Lord. When did I last save? 11:50. Yeah, I saved 4 minutes ago. Okay. Well, that's that. Yeah, stream was fun. I'll try to stream again tomorrow night. I gotta go give this cat some medicine. No, oh my god, she found more cords. How did you do that? You're crazy. You're nuts. Insane. Okay. All right. I gotta go.